This is Gigi's and her friends podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speak English with Gigi. Thank you so much for coming again, and also a warm hello to our new subscribers. I'm so happy you are here. Today, I'm with one of my closest, loveliest friends, Lily. Say hi, Lily.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Gigi. Thanks for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here today.
I'm happy too. So, let's start simple. Lily, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. A little bit sleepy, honestly, because I stayed up too late last night watching a series. But overall, I'm good. How about you?
I'm good too, thank you. A little tired from this week, but I feel happy now. It's always fun when we sit and talk.
Yes, it really is. So, what have you been doing recently?
Well, let me think. My days have been normal, I guess. I try to wake up early, but sometimes I fail. In the mornings, I make myself some breakfast, maybe coffee or tea, and then I usually do some small chores around the house. Nothing exciting.
That sounds familiar. I'm the same. I always plan to wake up early and have a productive morning, but usually, I hit snooze 2 or 3 times. Then suddenly I realize I'm late.
Exactly! And then the whole day feels a bit rushed. But you know what? Sometimes, I actually enjoy those lazy mornings. Just staying in bed for a while, scrolling on my phone, or listening to music before getting up.
Yes, same here. Sometimes I even eat breakfast in bed, just some biscuits and tea, nothing fancy, but it feels cozy.
That sounds really nice. What about your afternoons? How do you usually spend them?
It depends. If I have work to do, I sit at my desk and focus for hours. Sometimes I forget to take breaks, which is not good. But when I don't have work, I like to go out, maybe meet a friend for coffee or just take a walk. And if I stay home, I usually read or watch something.
That sounds balanced. Work and relaxation together. I try to do the same. I like going for a short walk in the afternoon if the weather is nice. It clears my mind.
Yes, walking is the best. And evenings? What do you usually do in the evenings?
Evenings are my favorite time. I usually cook something simple for dinner, maybe pasta or soup. After that, I like to relax. Sometimes I watch a movie, sometimes I read a book, and sometimes I just call a friend to chat.
That's nice. For me, evenings are usually Netflix time. I tell myself I'll watch just one episode, but then suddenly it's midnight and I'm still watching.
Oh, I know that feeling so well. It's so hard to stop once the story gets interesting.
Exactly. And weekends? Do you do anything special on weekends?
Sometimes last weekend I went to a cafe with some friends. We talked for hours, it felt so refreshing. But sometimes I just stay home and enjoy being lazy.
Yes, weekends are like that. Sometimes you want to go out, sometimes you just need rest. For me, last weekend I went shopping. And of course, I ended up buying shoes again.
Shoes again? You and your shoes, but I understand it feels nice to buy something new.
Yes, it makes me happy. And what about you? Any new shopping lately?
Not really, nothing special. I'm trying not to spend too much recently. But I'm thinking maybe I should get some new clothes for the new season.
That's always exciting. A new season, a new style.
True. So, overall, it seems like both of us are just living our normal daily lives.
Yes, pretty much. Work, little joys, little struggles. You know, life. You know, Gigi, I've been thinking, lately you look different. Like you look busy, you look focused, you look like you're working on something. I don't know if it's just me, but you seem more active than usual. What's going on?
Oh, Lily, you noticed. Yes, you're right. I've been a little bit busier these days. I actually started something new.
Really? I knew it. I could see it in your face, in your energy. So tell me, what is it? What are you working on?
Well, I opened a podcast channel. It's called Speak English with Gigi.
Oh my God. A podcast channel? That's amazing, Gigi. I didn't know you were planning this. Why a podcast, though? What made you do it?
That's a good question. You know me, Lily. I've always loved conversations. I love talking, sharing stories, listening to people. And also, you know how many people struggle with English, right? So many people study hard, they memorize grammar rules, they do exercises. But when it comes to speaking, they freeze. They can't express themselves. And I kept thinking about it, about how difficult it is for people to feel confident.
Yes, that's so true. I've seen that with many of my friends too. They study for years, but when they need to talk, they get nervous or they forget everything.
Exactly. And I think one reason is because they focus too much on grammar at the beginning. Grammar is important, but it's not the first thing we need. When we were babies, did we learn grammar first? No, we listened. We listened to our parents, to people around us, day after day, month after month. We absorbed the sounds, the patterns, the words, and then one day we just started talking.
That's such a great example. Babies don't sit with grammar books. They just listen and slowly, naturally, they start speaking.
Yes. And I think adults should learn languages more like that too. By listening, by talking, by repeating, by making mistakes without fear. That's the real way to learn. And I wanted to create a space for that. A place where people can listen to normal daily conversations. Not academic, not formal, just real conversations between friends.
Wow, I love that. So basically, you want people to learn English the way they learned their first language, through listening and repeating.
Yes, exactly. And also to make them feel comfortable. You know, so many people are afraid of making mistakes. They think, if I say something wrong, people will laugh at me. But in reality, nobody cares. Everyone makes mistakes. Even native speakers make mistakes. The important thing is communication. And I wanted my podcast to remind people of that.
That's really inspiring, Gigi, but tell me, is that the only reason, or is there more behind it?
You know me too well. Of course, there's more. Another reason is, honestly, I wanted to keep myself busy. Sometimes when I'm at home, I don't know what to do. I feel like time is passing and I'm not doing anything meaningful. So I thought, why not do something useful not only for me, but also for others? This podcast keeps me active, creative, and productive.
That makes sense. It's like you're combining your free time with something that actually helps people.
Yes, exactly. And it feels good. When I sit down to plan an episode, I feel like I'm working on something important. Even if only a few people listen and benefit, it's worth it. Because maybe, somewhere in the world, someone is listening and thinking, hey, I can do this, I can speak. I don't have to be perfect. That's enough for me.
That's so beautiful, Gigi. I love how thoughtful you are. You're not just doing this for yourself, you're doing it for others too.
Yes, that's the point. I really want to help people see that learning English doesn't have to be scary. It can be fun. It can be casual. It can be like this. Two friends just talking about life.
And I think that's what makes it special. It's not like a boring class. It's real life. It's authentic.
Exactly. And one more thing, I wanted to break the idea that you need to be perfect before you speak. No, you don't need to wait. You don't need to memorize all the grammar rules. You can start speaking today, right now, even if you make mistakes, even if your pronunciation isn't perfect. The important thing is to practice.
Yes, practice makes perfect. Or at least practice makes you confident.
Yes, exactly. Confidence is the key. And I hope my podcast can give that little push, that little motivation to people who are too shy or too scared to start.
Well, I have to say, I'm really proud of you, Gigi. This is such a beautiful idea. I feel lucky to be a part of it.
Thank you, Lily. That means a lot coming from you. So, Lily, since we talked about the podcast and life in general, why don't we go a bit deeper into our daily routines? I always find it interesting how different we all spend our days.
Yes, let's do that. I think it's fun to share. Honestly, my routine is sometimes predictable, sometimes, well, chaotic.
I can imagine. So, let's start with mornings. What's your usual morning like?
Okay, mornings. I usually wake up around 7:30, though I try to wake up earlier, but let's be honest, most days I hit the snooze button like 3 times. Then, I finally get out of bed, stretch a little, and go to the bathroom.
That sounds familiar. Snooze is my worst enemy too.
Exactly. After the bathroom, I usually make a cup of coffee. Sometimes I drink tea, but coffee is my main thing in the mornings. Then, I check my phone, emails, messages, Instagram, you know, the usual scroll before the real day begins.
Oh yes, the scroll. Can't start the day without it, right?
Exactly. Then, depending on how much time I have, I either make a proper breakfast, like eggs and toast, or sometimes I just grab a banana or a granola bar and rush out the door.
I know that feeling. I've been trying to eat more consistently in the mornings. Usually, I wake up, drink a glass of water, stretch a little, then make breakfast. Lately, I've been loving avocado on toast or sometimes oatmeal. It feels healthy and gives me energy for the day.
Oatmeal? Really? I can't do oatmeal. But avocado? Yes, I like that too. So after breakfast, do you go straight to work or?
Well, since my work is a mix of home tasks and the podcast, it depends. Sometimes I start with emails, sometimes I work on planning episodes. And if it's a podcast recording day, I prepare the space, set up the mic, check the sound. All those little things.
Wow, you're so organized. I wish I had that kind of routine. For me, after breakfast, it's usually a rush to get ready. Shower, dress, maybe do my hair quickly if I have time, and then out the door.
That's okay. Everyone has their own pace. The important thing is you start the day and get things done.
True. Okay then, mid-morning. I usually grab a coffee if I didn't have breakfast coffee, and start work. Emails, meetings, phone calls. Sometimes I forget to drink water, which is bad.
Yes, hydration is key. I try to keep a bottle on my desk all day, and sometimes I take small breaks to stretch or walk around a little. It's so easy to get stuck at your desk and lose track of time.
Exactly. I'm guilty of that too. Sometimes I look up and it's already lunch and I didn't even notice.
Happens to me all the time. So, lunch? How's your lunch routine?
Lunch is tricky. If I'm at the office, I usually order something quick, maybe a salad or a sandwich. If I'm at home, I like to cook something small, maybe pasta or soup. It's nice to have a little break and eat something fresh.
Yes. I love cooking lunch when I'm at home. Something simple but satisfying. And I like to take my time, not rush. Maybe even listen to music while cooking. It's my little peaceful moment.
Oh, I love that! Cooking with music makes it so relaxing. I should try that instead of just grabbing food.
Definitely. After lunch, usually I have a little break. Maybe I read a book, check some podcasts, or just sit and relax. Then it's back to work or errands.
Yes, mid-afternoon is usually when I need a pick-me-up. I sometimes drink tea or a second coffee, and I try to take a short walk if the weather is nice. Fresh air helps so much.
Absolutely. Walks are lifesavers. Even 10 minutes outside can clear your mind.
And evenings. Oh, evenings are my favorite. Usually I cook something nice, maybe try a new recipe. Sometimes I watch a show or movie. And of course I call friends, catch up, just like we're doing now.
Yes, evenings are perfect for relaxation. I usually do the same. Sometimes I like to journal too. Writing down my thoughts makes me feel organized and calm before bed.
That's a good idea. I should start journaling.
You should. It's really nice. And before bed, I usually read a little, sometimes scroll on my phone, then lights out.
Ah, the classic scroll before sleep. Guilty as charged.
Me too. But I try to limit it now. I think it helps me sleep better.
True. So, overall, our routines are different but kind of similar too. Busy, with small joys sprinkled in.
Exactly. That's life, right? Balancing work, responsibilities, and the little things that make us happy. So, Lily, now that we've talked about the podcast, let's just catch up on life a little bit more. How has work been lately? I feel like you've been so busy, I barely get to see you.
Oh, don't even get me started. Work has been, well, let's just say it's been one roller coaster after another. You know how my boss always changes his mind every 5 minutes? Well, last week he gave me this big project to finish by Friday. I spent hours, literally hours, working on it. And then on Thursday evening, he comes in and says, actually, we're changing the entire approach. Like, come on.
Oh no, I can totally imagine your face at that moment. Probably like, excuse me, I just spent all week on this.
Exactly, I was so frustrated. But at the same time, I've kind of learned to laugh about it. Otherwise, I would just go crazy. But yeah, work has been busy. What about you? Besides this podcast, what have you been up to?
Well, honestly, not that much. You know me, my life isn't as chaotic as yours. But I've been trying to balance a few things. I've been reading more, doing some journaling, and spending time with my family. And of course, I've been planning this podcast, which actually keeps me busy in a fun way.
That sounds nice, though. A good balance. You've always been good at finding little routines that make you happy. Meanwhile, I just run around like a headless chicken.
Yeah! But you're also doing amazing things. You're literally handling projects, making deadlines, and still finding time to hang out. Like, I admire that.
Aw, thank you. Okay, but speaking of hanging out, do you remember the last time we actually had a proper girls' day?
Oh my God, yes. Wasn't it when we went to the seaside town last summer, that little weekend trip?
Yes! That was so much fun. The food, the beach, the little cafes we discovered. It feels like forever ago.
Totally. I still remember that seafood restaurant we found. The one with the fairy lights in the garden?
Yes! And the grilled calamari. Oh my gosh, I can almost taste it right now.
You and your food memories. But seriously, that trip was amazing. I think we both needed that break.
Definitely. Honestly, we should plan another trip soon. Maybe something even longer this time. A week, perhaps? Somewhere we can just relax, swim, read books, and talk about life.
Yes, maybe Greece, or even somewhere local but cozy. Imagine us just sitting by the sea, drinking coffee in the morning, not worrying about work or deadlines.
That sounds like heaven. You know what, let's actually make a plan for that. Otherwise, we'll just keep saying someday, forever.
You're right. Okay, deal. Next time we meet, let's sit down with our calendars and block out some dates.
Perfect! Oh, by the way, speaking of friends and trips, did you hear from Emma recently? I know she went on vacation too.
Oh yes, she went to Italy, didn't she? She posted some beautiful pictures on Instagram. The canals of Venice, the pasta, the art museums. She looked like she was living her best life.
Exactly. I texted her the other day and she said she absolutely loved it. Apparently, she even learned a few Italian phrases.
That's so Emma. Always trying to pick up a bit of the local language. I admire that.
Me too. And she told me she even made some local friends there. I'm not surprised, honestly. She's so outgoing.
Meanwhile, I'd probably just sit in a cafe, sip my coffee, and people watch all day.
And honestly, that's a vibe too. I can totally picture you doing that, Gigi, just quietly soaking in the atmosphere.
Exactly. That's my kind of vacation. Slow, peaceful, just observing life.
See, that's why we balance each other out. You're the calm one, I'm the chaotic one. Together, we make the perfect mix.
True. That's why we've been friends for so long. First of all, I would like to say that it was a pleasure to chat with you, Lily. I told you about my life, you told me about yours, and our listeners listened to you.
Yes, Gigi, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed sharing my stories, especially about my daily routines, and I hope our listeners enjoyed it too.
All right, everyone. Before we continue, I just want to tell you something, Lily. You know, in our podcasts, sometimes we can prepare a mini test for our listeners, but most of the time what we do is analyze important words and vocabulary from our conversations. That's what really matters in our podcast, helping our listeners notice and understand useful words.
Oh, I see. That sounds really helpful.
Today, we're going to focus on 10 really important words and verbs from our conversation. I'll explain each one in detail, give an example, and show you how to use it naturally. Our first word today is sleepy. Sleepy means feeling tired and ready to sleep. For example, yesterday I felt so sleepy after my long day at work. Another word is familiar. Familiar means something you know well or recognize. For example, this song sounds very familiar to me. Next, we have lazy. Lazy describes someone who doesn't want to work or make an effort. For example, I felt lazy and stayed in bed all morning. Now, a very useful phrase, what's going on? We use this when we are confused about a situation and want to understand it. For example, I walked into the room and asked, what's going on? Because everyone was so quiet. Moving on, inspire. Inspire means to motivate or encourage someone to do something. For example, her speech inspired me to start my own project. Next is oatmeal. Oatmeal is a healthy breakfast made from oats. For example, I always eat oatmeal in the morning to start my day with energy. Then we have neighbor. Neighbor is someone who lives near you. For example, my neighbor helped me carry my groceries upstairs. Our next word is project. Project means a planned piece of work or task with a goal. For example, we worked together on a big project for school. Now, practice. Practice means to do something repeatedly to improve a skill. For example, I practice playing the piano every day to get better. And finally, share. Share means to give something to someone else, like an idea, experience, or object. For example, I shared my notes with my friend so she could study too. All right, everyone, I think we had such an amazing chat today. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, take care and keep practicing your English.